Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Talking Life. So this episode will be move towards the things and people that want you to. So there have been several things that have happened in my life in the last few weeks, lots of different changes in my career, always fluctuations in my personal life, which is good, which is really good. It saves time and energy for both parties. And I wasn't sure which topic I was going to pick for today, but this seems to resonate the most today. So maybe it's also happening in many of your lives right now as well. So, there are changes happening in many industries right now. And with those changes, it's depending on how it's going to go, it all depends on decisions that you make for yourself. So, and whatever decision you end up making will change the trajectory of what happens in your life and your career right now. So, I realized that what's happening or what could potentially be happening in my career is the same thing with friendships, with relationships, really with anything. It's if you, let's say, we've always been told, like, you have to be persistent, whether it comes to a job, contacting somebody, and they keep just saying, either you don't get them on the phone or they don't respond to your emails. And then same thing when it comes to dating and stuff, just tell her or just tell him, that you really like them and that kind of stuff. No, you end up pushing them away further and further. And like I've mentioned in a previous video, Hollywood has done a fantastic job of showing you what to do, which is what you should not do, because, just think about it. Divorce rate is over 60%. How many people say dating sucks, dating apps suck? I used to be that way. I used to think dating apps suck, but I think they're great. And the more you value yourself and know your value, the less energy and time you're going to give to people who don't want it, who don't reciprocate. Holding on to somebody when they haven't responded to you in, 2 weeks, a month. It's like, what makes you think that they're playing so hard to get? Like, maybe they are playing hard to get. They've probably got their own issues, which is fine. We all have our things we have to work on, but why would you want to go out with somebody who hasn't messaged you back in a month, right? Like, what does that say about yourself? How much are you devaluing yourself? You want to be with people, you want to work for a company, you want to be with friends that think you're awesome and that they love you. They want to give you their time. They contact you to hang out, to go do this, to go do that. They maybe ask for advice, or like, hey, let's go, hey, you want to come over, stuff like that. This can go in so many areas of our life. You got to go where you're wanted to. So with like an industry, I forgot who's the author of this quote, but essentially it's, you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of ignoring reality. So it's like, you could say, like, all right, well, this isn't really happening in my career. It's not going to happen to me. But then if you ignore it that way, you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer so much. And I had my moments where I allowed the suffering or the emotions to pass through. But then it's like, you just have to realize the reality. The reality is that this is how things are right now. That doesn't mean it's going to be that way 5 months from now, but you can't think 5 months from now. You got to think right now. Right now, is this industry wanting me? Is this industry seeing my value? If they're not, you do what you can in the capacity that you're able to, and then you do something else. You figure something out. For instance, I'm making more of these videos. I'm doing it every week now, and then also doing starving actor food reviews. If you haven't checked that out yet, that's a new YouTube channel I started about a month and a half ago. We're doing barbecue month right now. This is the last week of barbecue month. So it's creating these opportunities for yourself, seeing your own value and saying yes to yourself. So many of us don't say yes to ourselves. We say yes to others. We say yes to things outside of us. We give so much of our power to things outside of us, hoping that we'll receive all the things that we desire. Love, essentially, through either money or an opportunity or a hug or whatever it is. And that's something to look at. That's something to look at where in your life, in your childhood, in your teenage years, where you denied love from a friend, from your family, from, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, something like that, When did that happen? So, yeah, in these moments, you got to think what's going to be best for me? How can I utilize my gifts and give them, show them, without giving anybody else power? Whether it's okay, I do what I do, I give what I give, and whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. Having these expectations of what's going to happen also leads to suffering. Because you think oh man, I'm going to post this YouTube video and in a few days, I'm going to get millions of views. I think it was Gary Vee that was saying something about I think somebody hit him up on Twitter and said Gary, I've been posting every day for the last week and I only got 20 views. And he's you have no right to complain. You have no right to complain. It's you look at his old posts from, I don't know, 2005 or something. It's they had 15 likes. That's it. It's you got to be consistent. You got to push out content. I personally don't agree that you should push out, 4 pieces of content every single day. It does work for some people, but at least from where I'm at, I did that for a long time on TikTok. It did pretty well, but I started to resent it and I got tired and I stopped enjoying it. So, this video can have all kinds of titles because I'm kind of going all over the place right now. But essentially, again, it comes down to what you would do for yourself, what makes you happy. You can't put that in the hands of others. You can't. You've got to be happy first. And when it comes to dating and stuff, again, going back to that, you don't call somebody, you don't contact somebody who doesn't want you, who's no matter what they're saying, if their actions show that they're not reciprocating interest, you don't move towards that. You don't move towards friends that don't talk to you for a few weeks after you've messaged them, and then either you don't hear from them or you reach out to them, and then it's how important are these friendships to you? How important are these romantic interests that you have? What void are you trying to fill? What are you trying to fill and replace or so many different terms for it? What are you trying to fill within yourself? What do you think you're lacking? That's why 2020, I always say it was a difficult year. It was difficult for all of us, but it was also such a rewarding year because of the shadow work that I did, that I learned about. Because when you learn about yourself and you become more aware of why you have certain reactions, why you say certain things in certain moments, why things trigger you. Once you realize these triggers and where they come from, it really helps. It helps you to, again, stop giving your power away, to stop hoping and dreaming for these things outside of you to give you what you want. Everything you want is already inside of you. And there's the book, The Power of Now. I'm going to finish it this week. It's getting to a point of the book where it's realizing that the peace, we just want peace, calmness, being centered. Because when you're peaceful and in a relaxed state, you tend to make your best decisions. You tend to enjoy your life so much. So come from a place of peace, not fear, not even hope, because hope is something in the future. It's being present in the now. And I think when you do that, a lot of people are probably going to leave your life because, I don't know, I guess they just can't handle when you get to a place where you feel good without them. And then it makes them question themselves and what they're doing in life and the people in their lives. So remember, move towards the things that are effortless, that show you reciprocation of interest, of value, that they value who you are. They see the things in you that maybe you don't even see in yourself yet. Those are the people, the companies, the bosses, the coworkers, the friends, the family that you want to stick close to. So I wish you all the best. Thanks for watching.